Hi all, hope all is well. On today's video, I wanted to go back and wrap up the solar distillation experiment that I've been attempting to do for the last couple of weeks. So if you go back and have a look at some of the other videos I've done, you'll find that there's a couple of failure videos there, and the failures represent what I thought was an issue with the solar stills in the first place. As this video will show, that doesn't turn out to be the case. So for those who are unaware, a solar still is a way of actually extracting drinking water from seawater using just 2 glass jars. As you can see in this footage here, there's a couple of varieties of these solar stills that we're trying, and they're basically, there's a control, which is the base unit, and then there's a variation of the solar still, which is the unit that we're looking at here in this video now. So pretty much we completed this experiment over a period of 4 days. Initially I aimed to do it in 3, and the idea was which variation gave the best results. We were aiming to hopefully get a better result from the solar still that we see in this footage in front of us, because it actually has the charcoal in the still itself, and the idea of having the black surface area in the still is to absorb more heat, which was in theory to promote more evaporation, and then during the night when it gets cool, the evaporated water from the seawater actually recondenses and forms drinking water on the bottom of the large jar. Now initially, my fear was, we done this experiment once before, so if you go back to the previous video, it has failure written down the side of it. And the reason I thought it was a failure was because the control unit was producing more water than the variation. So it was the control unit, the basic unit that I've actually made a couple of videos on before in the past, was producing more drinking water than the variation that you see here. And that was a bit of an enigma and counterintuitive, because the idea of variation is to try and improve it, and that wasn't the case. So I feared that perhaps the seal on the lids of the larger jars had failed and were releasing the evaporated atmosphere throughout the day, which resulted in less condensation occurring during the night. However, this has proven not to be the case. In fact, having the sticky tape on there has proven to be absolutely pointless, and I do not recommend putting the sticky tape on there. We don't need it, is the conclusion of this video. In fact, if you go back to the previous video, you'll see when I collect the results, both from the control and from the charcoal still itself, you'll see that I received approximately 12 mil from the control unit, and I believe it was 10 mil from the charcoal unit. So I received less fluid from the charcoal unit than I did from the control unit, the basic unit. And as this was the case, that's when I made the decision to apply the sticky tape to the top of the still. And of course that turned out to be completely pointless. And the reason it was pointless is obviously in this video here, I went ahead and I extracted the moisture again. I completely sealed the units up, as you can see there. And then I've gone ahead and I've actually extracted the water from them, so pulled them to pieces, and I've measured how much water did I extract from the control unit and how much water did I extract from the charcoal variation of the solar still. And from those results, I found that they were very similar to the previous results, even though they were completely sealed up with the sticky tape. And as this was the case, it determined that applying the sticky tape or sealing these units up completely was absolutely pointless. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit disappointed by the results, but you shouldn't be disappointed with the results. The results are what they are, and if anything, it just proves that the unit without the charcoal is actually producing more moisture, more water than the unit with no charcoal, with the charcoal. So all these theories online at the moment, especially in the comments section, were suggesting that I should use a black surface area in one of the stills to actually improve it, and unfortunately that hasn't proven to be the case yet. So you can see here that has 10 mil in it, and this one here has 12.5 mil. This is the standard mil. This is for the control, and so the control unit actually produced more water than the charcoal variation of the solar still. So what I decided to do at the end of this video was, there was other suggestions in my previous videos as well in regards to how we could improve it, and one of them was, instead of having the charcoal above the seawater, what if we douse the charcoal in seawater itself? So I decided to actually redo this experiment one more time, this time without the sticky tape, because the sticky tape actually added a horrible taste to the water as well. It wasn't horrible, you could still consume it, but you could taste that the glue from the sticky tape was adding a flavour to the water, which was a negative outcome, of course, and it had no positive benefits to the production of water anyway. So what I decided to do was, obviously, I wanted to taste the water. I've always, that's the whole idea of this experiment, is we're producing drinking water, we should be able to drink it. So by having a taste, I could taste that it had in fact been affected by using the sticky tape. So the sticky tape is no more. I will no longer be using the sticky tape to seal up these units. And the conclusion from this experiment, as I have said, is that the control vessel, the one that's in this footage here, the standard traditional setup that I used to do, that is the winner so far. It is actually winning over the charcoal variation. That's not to say that we can't improve on it. We definitely want to improve on it. They're just minute results, and I want more positive results from it. So the next variation that I'll be doing obviously will not include sticky tape for starters, and I will submerge the charcoal completely in seawater, and I'll fill the other jar up as well so that they're completely full, and we'll see if submerging the charcoal actually has any positive results on the quantity of drinking water from seawater that we can extract. And that's it for this video. In 3 days' time, we'll go back and we'll check to see if the charcoal variation, now that the charcoal is fully submerged, has in fact improved the results. Only time will tell. And until then, thanks again for watching. If you got any value from this, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And until next time, thanks again. Cheers. Bye.